And where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Mississippi.
Oh, my goodness. And you're a therapist in training, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I
And
am.
who are you doing training with?
I'm doing training with Mississippi College.
Amazing. And you told us that you listen to our podcast in between your campuses.
Every day.
I remember that doing between campuses too. I remember one district I had 3 campuses. That was a lot to do every day. So
I love that you're listening to our show.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. Thank
Yeah.
you for listening.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
very welcome.
Who are you excited to hear from?
I have always said since I went to IDA for the first time last year, and during Dr. Nancy Mather's presentation, I was like, that's who I want to be when I grow up. So I cannot wait to hear from her. I love
Yeah.
her sense of humor and how she makes it fun.
She is hilarious. And when we had her on our podcast, she was one of our early ones. I was a little sad that it was a podcast because she always has these little funny cartoons to kind of illustrate her lecture with. So I was like, oh.
Well, and Amy, do you remember that was when she didn't turn on her camera? And we were too scared to ask her to turn on her camera because it was Dr. Nancy Mather. So we were like, well, okay, we'll just look at the black screen.
And she's so funny.
At the end, she was like, I didn't turn on my camera.
Well, and she was so funny because we had been corresponding via email. And anytime, I reach out to these big names, I'm always surprised when they say yes. And she had said, is this going to be recorded? I said, yeah, it's going to be recorded, but we're not going to send out the recording on Zoom. And I said, but I would love it if you could turn on your camera, but you don't have to be camera ready. And she's like, okay. And then during the whole thing, the camera was off. I was like, I guess she changed her mind. And then at the end, she goes, hey, my camera's been off. Why didn't y'all tell me? And we're like, I don't know. It's because it's Nancy Matthews.
Right? I would be the same way. Just let her keep it off.
She was so calm and peaceful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were just like
We were so
calm and
nervous.
peaceful with her.
But we
yeah.
were nervous on the inside. I don't think we had a good personality during that. We were just kind of, okay, thank you, Dr. Matt. So enough about us. Tell us a little bit, what do you want to do with your dyslexia certification later on?
So right now, I just want to bring more awareness in our schools because I think our teachers do not have enough knowledge about how they can help their students in the classroom. But eventually, I would like to open my own dyslexia center. I want to get certified so I can help test and diagnose and then treat dyslexia because in North Mississippi, there are not very many areas that are able to diagnose and treat outside of universities.
What does it look like in the school system for dyslexia assessment or identification or remediation or anything like that?
Right now, our schools are not diagnosing. We do screeners in the spring of kindergarten and fall of first grade. And then this is only our second year that our school district has had dyslexia therapy in the actual public setting.
Really?
So how are they, if they're not testing, how are they getting the knowledge that the kid needs dyslexia therapy?
We look at all of the outside areas. We're looking at areas like what are their STAR scores, how are their grades in the classroom. Then we look at their screeners, what areas do they have deficits in, and then my other dyslexia therapist and I will do, go talk one-on-one, and we'll do more in-depth, like initial testing to see, is this just, are we struggling, or could we possibly have dyslexia?
What assessments are you using? Are you using the TOD?
No, we are just using screeners. Like we're currently using Mississippi College's screener to do a more in-depth look. Our classrooms do the exercise screener that is adopted by MDE, and then we take the Mississippi College screener and do a more in-depth look.
Awesome. Okay, it's good information. Well, Mississippi has something that's more than some states. Y'all have screener laws in place, it sounds like, and now it sounds like you have remediation in place in the public setting, which is a lot more than a lot of states have. So Mississippi's on the upward trend, it sounds like. That's awesome.
I like hearing what different states do, too. Keep a pulse on what's going on out there. And I think other people will relate to that, too. If they don't have a state that is doing those things, maybe they can push advocacy for that in their state as well.
And our state's really put a big push out for the science of reading. They've started recognizing schools that are implementing the science of reading and awarding them at the state level.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Well, it's been so great to talk to you, Jessica.
Yes.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
great to
coming
be part of
on.
this. I'm
We
very
love
excited.
this. So listen for yourself in the car.
I can't wait.
Campuses.
Yay!
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Oh,